Hi, I'm Jim Cowan with Cowan Cellars, and today I want to talk to you about dirt. Some people call it terroir, some people call it microclimate. I call it dirt, and specifically this dirt. And the more I'm in this business, the more I think that dirt is the most important part of it. These are volcanic and alluvial soils. They are full of nutrient, full of mineral, and they drain very well. And this is Sauvignon Blanc country, and this vineyard is all Sauvignon Blanc. And Sauvignon Blanc likes to have its feet dry. You know, Jancis Robinson is a famous international wine writer, and she says that oftentimes she gets a certain twang from wines that originate in volcanic and alluvial soils. Well, I'm not certain about twang, but I think that this particular vineyard has a signature all of its own. I think there's a difference between good wine and great wine. Good wine is well made. Great wine also has a sense of place. These grapes are going to give us that opportunity. Now, this is Sauvignon Blanc at about 20 brix. Brix is a measure of sugar and also an indicator of ripeness. It also will tell us that there's probably too much acidity in here right now to make wine out of. We get pretty sour wine. I think if you made wine out of it today, it would smell like cat pee or boxwood and taste pretty grassy. And of course, if you leave it on the vine too long, what you're going to get is mango syrup that's all flabby and soupy in the mouth. So the idea is, as the sugar goes up, the acidity comes down. And what we want to do is we want to find that balance point when we get those beautiful grapefruit and peach flavors and the wine is in balance chemically. Today I've taken some samples, and the way we do that is we walk up and down the rows picking a cluster from the west side and a cluster from the east side, so we get a pretty good idea of the overall health of the vineyard. So we'll take these samples and we'll take them back to the winery in the lab, and about 24 hours from now we'll pour out the juice and we'll test it. We'll test it for Brix and we'll test it for pH. Brix the measure of sugar, pH the measure of acidity. I like to have those numbers, and they give me, I don't know, confidence in my own decision. But the truth is that we'll call the pick on this fruit by smell and by taste. This has a slight herbaceousness to it. It smells like Sauvignon Blanc, but it's not quite there yet. And when we taste, we'll taste for those sugars and that acidity that I was talking about. This fruit looks a little underripe to me, as I say. Tastes a little underripe too. It's got some good flavors, and the seeds are starting to turn brown, and the flesh is pulling away from the seeds. All of these are indicators that it's getting ripe. So I'm guessing probably 3, maybe 4 days until we actually pick. Looking forward to that, because this year Cowan Cellars is going to do 2 Sauvignon Blancs. Of course, for the last couple of years, we've done our skin-fermented Sauvignon Blanc called Isa, which is named after my granddaughter. But most Sauvignon Blancs are simply fermented grape juice. And we're going to do that this year. As a matter of fact, we're going to do barrel-fermented Sauvignon Blanc, because I think it sort of rounds out the flavors and it really broadens the texture in the wine. But above all else, we're going to try not to screw it up, because this fruit looks really good now, and this soil has its own signature. There's a lot of good Sauvignon Blancs out there for sale, but very few great ones. And I think the great ones, the real difference between good and great, is that you can actually taste the site or get a sense of the place where the wine was made. This is our 2010 Isa. This is the skin-fermented Sauvignon Blanc that we did in 2010. As you can see, it's got pretty good color for a Sauvignon Blanc. I just love that nose. The earth speaks.